Thank you. Would you please be seated? I would now like to invite Professor Edwards to introduce our special guests and to deliver his welcome address for the 26th graduation ceremony of the Institute of the Pacific United New Zealand. Professor Edwards.
Good afternoon. Konnichiwa. Tēnā koutou katoa. A number of things to say. First of all, an apology from Mr. Hiroshi Ohashi, the Chairman and CEO, who is unable to be here today. First time in many years, I think, that he's missed graduation. But welcome to Dr. Setsuko Ohashi, the Vice Chair of the Board and now President of IPU Japan. Welcome to our special guests, with whom we have very strong relationships as well. On stage from the Embassy of Mexico, Jose I mixed it up and I practiced at home. Jose Traslejeras Hernandez, the ambassador, a good friend of IPU, his third visit this year. From the Embassy of Japan, Toshihisa Takata, the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia, Ferdowse Duardika, Chargé d'Affaires. From the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office, Adnan Shui Min Huang. And from the province of Papua in the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Yunus Wanda, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. From the Palmerston North City Council, some city councillors here, and an apology from Mayor Grant Smith, who's attending an important funeral in the city today, but a warm, warm welcome to Mr. Tangi Utakere, Deputy Mayor, Kia ora e Tangi, and city councillors. Other visitors, Mr. Hugh Ritchie from Brisbane and Leanne Sun from the Union Institute of Language in Brisbane, with which we have a strong relationship as well, and Thi Thuet Mai Nguyen from the Atlantic International Education in Vietnam. So to those people, welcome and thank you particularly for being here. Our IPU students, graduands today, and your fellow students who are present, a special welcome to you. And hugely important, the families and the visitors, especially those who've travelled a distance, and particularly those parents and even a grandparent, I think, who've come from abroad. Thank you all for being here today, and a very warm welcome to each and every one of you, as Brendan said, to our 2016, I think our 26th graduation ceremony. Tēnā koutou katoa, good afternoon. Two quick introductory items that I want to mention. I want to mention the presence of Mr. Wanda from Papua is very significant. IPU, we have an agreement between us and the province of Papua in Indonesia, and young leaders of the future are being sent to study with us. We have a large group of almost 60 Papuan young people at the moment. This is a groundbreaking and a major commitment to the future of that province, and I think your son is receiving his diploma today as the first graduate from this program. And Dr. Ohashi's presence also is important, as I said, not only because of her history with IPC and IPU, but also in her own right as the recently restored president of IPU Japan. And both of the IPUs in Japan and New Zealand are committed to dramatically strengthening our relationship in the future, working together in teaching and research. As just a couple of quick examples, IPU Japan is planning to host our beginning Kiwi students next year for several weeks early in their studies as an orientation to culture and life and language right at the start of their studies and at minimal cost to these students. Be a great experience. And in addition to that, next year we should be starting the first double degree that students can do part in each of the IPU institutions. That's an indication of the strength of that relationship. But back to our students, that's really who we're here for today. I want to say right at the start that ever since I've been involved with IPU, as IPC as it was, I've been totally in awe of our students. I often go home and talk about somebody who I've been talking to today. I'm in awe of them because of the courage that they have to leave home and to come to a place that they really, to be honest, know very little or nothing about in coming to Palmerston North. They come for several years. I talked to a young lady 2 years ago at the door who said, I came when I was 17, I'm 21 and a half now, and I've grown very much in the time that I've been here. I'm just amazed at what these young people can do. And I feel similarly about our New Zealand students who choose to come and live and study successfully with us in an international environment, particularly focused on learning about Japanese life, culture and language, but also Chinese as well. They have an opportunity that's not really experienced by many young Kiwi people. There have now been thousands of such stories, I'm sure, come out of IPU over the last 26 years, and I'm truly proud of our students, as I said. To those of you who graduate today with your degree or your diploma, it's a time for pride, it's a time for satisfaction, because you've reached your goal. But it's also a time to remember those people who were with you in the journey that you've taken, some nearby, but many far, far away. They're usually called family and parents. They were on the journey with you, friends, teachers here, and family. They'll be feeling equally as proud of you today. And to be honest, most of you couldn't have done it without them. So please stop for a moment and think about the gratitude of those people who've supported you. The graduation brings you to a path in your own road as you leave IPU and go out into the wider world, the real world of work, independence, and responsibility. So gaining your degree will give you choices and opportunities in the future. And I trust that your studies at IPU have given you the attitudes and skills that will take you forward. As you walk out the door today, you should be going with a spirit of inquiry and a wish to make things better. You should have the values of hard work, commitment, confidence and self-reliance after all those late nights of studying and partying, but studying. The skills of trusting your own judgment, making decisions and thinking critically about what's happening in the world around you. Well, at IPU you've completed your qualification, but you've also achieved something that's very unusual. You've succeeded in gaining a true international education with an interdisciplinary focus, and you've gained an international view of the world. You probably don't see yourself as just a Kiwi or an Indonesian or a Vietnamese or somebody from Uzbekistan or wherever, because you've now got an international view of the world. And to get this with that kind of education that you've had is unique in tertiary education in the world. I haven't discovered any similar place anywhere that I know of to IPU. Now, I don't know of everywhere in the world, but I've looked in a number of places and haven't found anything like it. Most tertiary institutions these days have got international students and international programs or programs that take international students, but they're usually in the minority because of the many local students, and they're focused mainly on programs for local students. It's very unique and innovative in what happens at IPU. This is much, much more than going somewhere to be educated as a minority or a visitor with local people. And in that environment, all of you coming on stage today have succeeded. Many of your IPU teachers and support people are also internationally minded. And almost every staff member at IPU has lived and worked closely with people in some other or other countries. And our similar experiences, our experiences have been similar to yours. And they've showed us and you that skin colour, language, beliefs, food preferences, many ritual activities and history don't actually separate us, that we can still get along together and live in harmony, as has happened to you in recent years. So you know what I mean when I say those things. You've had your own similar experiences at IPU, and they've become part of who you are as well. But the world needs people like you. It needs citizens of the world who can see really well beyond the garden gate, who are aware of the challenges and the possibilities of that wider world, and who believe, importantly, that each one of us can make a contribution to that world as well, even in a small, personal kind of way. I want to assure everybody here today also that IPU is a successful place that's very highly regarded by the New Zealand government. They approve the quality of our programs and our qualifications, and we have, for the last 8 years at least, had the very top grading from the New Zealand Qualifications Authority in terms of our place in the tertiary education system in New Zealand. But back to today's graduates. In just a few minutes, you'll be an IPU graduate and alumnus. It's your IPU. It's not mine, it's not just the teachers, it's all of us. We're all part of it, and you certainly are. And we're proud of you. You'll take away memories, you'll take skills and values, the successes you'll remember, the joys, the good times, and the challenges that you've had while you've been here as well. And the occasional disappointment when you handed in an assignment and it got turned back with a low grade or something like that. Most of us know the feeling. And the occasional disappointment that you had to overcome. I've been really fortunate in the last 9 years to meet alumni in a number of different countries. When I say to them, what did you think of IPU? And what about PAMI? They say, we loved IPU. They tell me how much they enjoyed living in Palmerston North and in New Zealand. They like the quietness, the smallness, the friendliness of the environment, and the slower pace of life when it's compared to the huge cities that many of them come from. And strangely enough, they even fondly remember the weather, but not the earthquakes. Especially, they love their interactions with local people, local shopping, working in local places, and eating, local clubs and places as well. The simple things of life that are what a community enjoys. And they've enjoyed these things together with many Kiwi people as well as their friends. All very important aspects of getting an international education. We want you to feel real pride in IPU. You're part of IPU and IPU's part of you. We want to know what you're doing in the future. We want you to stay in touch, visit the website, keep hold of the friends that you've made here. We want you to be an ambassador for us. So please tell people about your experiences at IPU and to send us more students. As I said a moment or two ago, many people supported you in reaching your graduation, especially your families, and many can't be here, but they'll be proud of your achievement as well. About them, they had the confidence to let you go. For parents, that's a big challenge as well. That's not easy to do. You wonder whether you'll ever see your kids again. To follow their dreams, or for you to follow your dream, to set you free on your travels into the unknown, to follow your dreams. And I really thank all of those parents, whether they're here or not, who gave you that opportunity, who believed in you, and who trusted us at this important stage of your life. But I want to also thank all of our IPU staff members for their teaching supervision and their support of students. We're very, very fortunate to have a staff who are committed to their students, who are highly capable as professionals in their own fields, and who give much more than 100%, and who rise to every challenge themselves. As with our graduates and our students, I'm truly proud of my colleagues, and I know that they congratulate you too. I've got a couple of other important figures that I want to just mention also about our staff. All of our staff are graduates like you. About 1/3 of our staff have PhDs. That's a large percentage, particularly in a private tertiary institution. And almost 3/4, 75% of our staff have postgraduate qualifications. And in terms of their ability to teach English language, I can't count up the number because it's too big for me to count and work out a percentage, but many, many of them hold English language teaching qualifications also. and they've certainly given their best to you. Would everybody join me in thanking my colleagues? They're very embarrassed to be singled out, but I'm truly proud of them. And just to move on about the teaching side of things, at this point, I want to announce the winner of the 2016 Excellence in Teaching Award that's given annually to recognise and promote the importance of teaching at IPU. And I'm going to invite Dr. Ohashi to come forward and present this highly significant and prestigious award to one of our colleagues. Somebody who has excellent links with students, is a long-serving and very skilled teacher at IPU, helps in the TESOL field, at least a little bit, but has done a huge amount in developing the development of your research skills with your research projects and so forth. The winner of the 2016 Teaching Excellence Award is Mr. Neil Bond. I'm almost finished. It's not often you see Neil Bond stuck for words, is it? Our graduates seem to be everywhere. You find them in government organisations, NGOs, diplomacy, international business, sport, tourism, hospitality, teaching in the environment, and some go on to further study. And they're often found in other parts of the world as well. So finally, as you sit here today, probably feeling satisfied inside, but a little anxious, one about leaving and two about the future that awaits you, you should know that you're poised to be global citizens, leaders in large and small ways in the future. And I'm sure that everyone at today's ceremony, and the many absent people as well, join with me in expressing to each of you our warmest congratulations as you step on stage to be capped and to receive the scroll for your IPU New Zealand Tertiary Institute degree or diploma. So may today's qualification be your passport to a successful, enjoyable and rewarding life and career. IPU wishes you all the best wherever you may be and whatever you may be doing. So well done, congratulations, tēnā koutou katoa, arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you, Wayne. And once again, congratulations to Neil. Well done. I would now like to invite Mr. Tangi Utikere, Deputy Mayor of Palmerston North, to the dais. Mr. Utikere, thank you.
Kia ora koutou, kia orana koutou katoa, and good afternoon. As has already been mentioned, firstly I wish to pass on the apologies of His Worship the Mayor Grant Smith. The Mayor obviously was intending to be here this afternoon, but unfortunately our community had a rather sad and tragic event towards the end of last week that saw us lose a local member of our police community, so he is attending that funeral today. But he has asked me to pass on his apologies because I know that if he was able to be here, then he certainly would. However, it's a pleasure for myself and my council colleagues to join with you here today to celebrate the success of 144 students representing some 13 Asian and Pacific countries. I'd like to thank IPU for the invitation to speak and specifically wish to acknowledge Dr. Ohashi and Professor Edwards. Can I also acknowledge members of the Diplomatic Corps, specifically Ambassador Traslocheros Hernandez from the Embassy of Mexico, and also, Mr. Speaker, can I acknowledge your presence here today as well, along with all of the staff at IPU have supported students to achieve the academic success that we are celebrating today. And of course, I'd like to extend my genuine congratulations to all of the graduates and also to your families, many of whom have travelled some distance to be with you today. Graduation is a very special milestone. It's a celebration of all the hours of hard work that you've put into your studies, and also marks the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. But it's also a time to reflect on your successes and to prepare for what comes next, whether it's further study, starting a new job, or perhaps even setting up your own business. These are just some of the opportunities that are now available to you. I do hope that you've all enjoyed your time here in Palmerston North while you've been studying, amongst other activities, I'm sure. We love having you here in this city, and I hope that it has come to feel as if it is a second home. For those of you who will now be returning to your own home countries, I wish you all the very best for what comes next. I hope you have fond memories of your time here in Palmerston North and will return to visit sometime in the future. For those of you who are staying on, our city has so much to offer you. Our job market is buoyant, we're experiencing strong economic growth, and we're home to a number of tertiary institutes if you plan to continue your studies, and of course IPU being amongst our finest. So to all of you, thank you for making our city a vibrant and diverse place to live, to learn, to work and to play in. Palmerston North is now home to people from all over the world, and this diversity brings huge benefits. It presents fantastic opportunities to learn about other cultures and to share our own cultures as well. And this is a two-way street. As the people of Palmerston North can learn from the different perspectives that you bring, and I've had first-hand experience of this recently. Because I want to thank Connor and his fellow Vietnamese students from IPU who hosted me at the IPU hostels for an authentic Vietnamese meal just a couple of months ago. So I do hope that you all have found this opportunity collectively one that you're able to share and learn from each other and those around us to be enriching as an addition to your studies. Congratulations once again on reaching this important and special milestone. Today is all about your achievements, and as such, you deserve to enjoy the day. Kia ora koutou, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Utikere, for such a warm welcome. Without further ado, I call upon Mrs. Hannah White, IPU New Zealand Academic Registrar, to give the attestation. Hannah.
Thank you, Brendan. Deputy Chair, by authority of the Board of Trustees, I formally confirm to you and those present that the 80 candidates of 14 nationalities whose names are read out at this 26th graduation ceremony have satisfied all the relevant requirements set out in the academic regulations of the Institute of the Pacific United New Zealand under the accreditation of the New Zealand Qualifications Authority, and that the candidates are entitled to the respective awards. The award of distinction indicates that a student has achieved an A-grade average throughout their program of study. This is a highly commendable achievement. I now call upon the Assistant Deans of the Faculty of International Studies, Ms. Dana Taylor and Mr. Neil Bond, and Faculty Dean Dr. Gillian Claridge, to present to Dr. Ohashi, Deputy Chairperson of the Board of Trustees, the candidates for the awards. Dana.
I have great pleasure in presenting the award of Diploma of International Studies, Kengo Kawahara. This group of students has earned their Diploma of International Studies with an endorsement in Business Communication. Keita Asakuma. Anong Buntarik. Junya Fukuda. Dog Hyun. Tung Kim Pham. Musa Wanda. Kumi Yamamoto. This next group of students have their Diploma of International Studies with an endorsement in tourism. Masaki Ina. Tatsuya Kawahara. Mitsuru Takahashi. Yosuke Takeuchi.
You stand here. Put that one on. Who's got the certificate?
Minori Toyoshima. These students have earned a Diploma of International Studies Advanced. Hiroki Asano. Daiki Yuasa. These final students have earned their Diploma of International Studies Advanced with an endorsement in tourism. Hiromasa Koiwa. Takehiro Tomida. In addition to the candidates present here today, the following students are graduating in Accenture with a Diploma of International Studies. Diploma of International Studies, Yusuke Ando, Wakana Fukui, Jijun Yuan. Diploma of International Studies Advanced, Masashi Honda, Shu Yan. Dr. Ohashi, that concludes the candidates for the awards of Diploma of International Studies. Congratulations to you all. Neil.
It is my pleasure to present the candidates for the Diploma of Japanese Studies. Sarah Louise Bennett. Timpani Ann Fraser. Shayna Strawbridge Hayworth. Ha Thi Min Tran. Ponwi Pa Vongsakul. This next group of students has earned their Diploma of Japanese Studies with distinction. Daniel Stanley Denham Burton. Joshua Paul Down. Sally Yip. In addition, the following student is graduating in absentia with a Diploma of Japanese Studies, Lishan Hoskins. Dr. Ohashi, that concludes the presentations for the awards of Diploma of Japanese Studies. It is my pleasure to present the first candidate for the Bachelor of Contemporary International Studies, Risa Ishida. This next student has their Bachelor of Contemporary International Studies with a major in International Business Studies. Neil John Tabusa Tudral. I have great pleasure in presenting the award of Bachelor of International Studies. Joshua Paul Down. Chisato Endo. Satoki Endo. Yoshihito Hamamoto. Ayaka Saito. Hayley Jane Tinning. Nathan Butonasiva Tudro.